In a perfect world, your Disney World budgeting tactics will have paid off splendidly. Not only will you be prepared for those pricey resort stays, dining options, plane tickets, and any other side funds for just-in-case purposes, but you'll also be able to find a random bit of splurge money left over just for you to treat yourself with. How much? How about $500 extra? Hey, person can dream, can't they? Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. I got a fun video here for you today. What would you do with an extra $500 in Walt Disney World? Would you break it up and spend it carefully at shops here and there, or would you blow it immediately? Turns out $500 can make a pretty hefty difference when it comes to experiencing certain park add-ons and extra perks. How exactly? Well, let's get to daydreaming and find out. All right, we crowdsourced some awesome recommendations from our team, from our followers, from you. So let's go down through the list of the best of the best. First up, Backstage Tours. It's all about buying experiences, right? Now, many of Disney World's Backstage Tours are still temporarily unavailable, but when they do reopen to the public again, you'll be able to check out a side of Disney World not many guests get to experience. Mainly because these Backstage Tours are additional costs on top of your Disney World park ticket. Backstage Magic is a 7-hour tour that allows guests to catch a glimpse of how the Imagineers and cast members continually bring that magical Disney touch to the parks. With your cast member guide leading the way, you'll be able to walk through the Utilidor tunnels, watch the costuming process for those fabulous outfits sported by your favorite characters and performers, and even enjoy a relaxing lunch over at Tiffin's in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Of course, this tour path could completely change upon reopening, but when this tour was open before, it cost $275 per person. The Behind the Scenes is a tour through Epcot's Living with the Lands greenhouses that explores the agriculture and natural science techniques that go behind making these gardens flourish. When available, this really fun, really cheap tour only costs $29 per adult and $29 per child, ages 3 to 9. Super fun, something that does not sell out. And if you have an extra day and an extra few bucks, it's something that you can really enjoy with your family. Now, there are many other tours we're still waiting on to return to the parks, like the Disney Family Magic Tour, Disney Keys to the Kingdom Tour, and a Path Less Traveled Tour, but there is still one available tour at the moment, although it's not very behind the scenes. Disney's private VIP tours range in price from $425 to $850 per hour, depending on the season, and you can only schedule a time slot of 7 hours minimum. This tour provides you with the benefits of a cast member guide, taking you to the front of the line for your favorite attractions, giving you to and from whatever parks you're wanting to visit, and giving you all the insider deets to help enhance your overall experience. Sounds great, I know, but that's a little too extravagant for our made-up budget. But when the other Backstage tours are up and running again, those may be more suitable for your extra spending spree. Okay, next great way to spend $500 in Disney World, get more park days. What happens at Disney World stays in Disney World, so why not stay for a little while longer? If you got the funds and the time off to tack on more days, then you not only have the option of riding more rides and eating more food, but you also don't have to feel so rushed to get it all done in a super limited time frame. That makes a huge difference to how enjoyable your vacation can be. The Disney World website states that the standard theme park ticket price currently starts at $109 per day, but that really all depends on what season you're visiting during and how many days you're planning on visiting as well. The more days you add onto your vacation, the cheaper the daily Disney World ticket prices will be for you and your travel party. Or you can add the park hopper option to your day pass for an additional $65 per ticket per day. In fact, the more days you're in the park, the cheaper the park hopper option becomes too. Almost seems like there's something in it for Disney if you stay more days. For example, if you add the park hopping option onto a 3-day pass, you'll spend around $25 extra per day instead of an extra $65 for 1 day only. Or why not try out Disney's Blizzard Beach if you are a water park person, which I never thought I was until my kids started getting into water parks, and then I had to kind of become a water park person. Anyway, you can either purchase an individual water park ticket for $69 plus tax, or you can purchase the Park Hopper Plus option for your park ticket for $85 on top of your standard park ticket price. The Park Hopper Plus will not only allow you to jump from park to park after 2 p.m., but will also give you a day at Blizzard Beach or one of Disney's golf courses, like Disney's Oak Trail Golf Course, Fantasia Gardens Mini Golf Course, or Disney's Winter Summerland Miniature Golf Course. Honestly, if you had to choose, go for the water park, y'all. That's going to give you the best bang for your buck with the Park Hopper Pass. Unfortunately, Typhoon Lagoon is still closed, but when that water park opens up, that could be an extra day option too. Why not? You got the $500, right? Now, you could also put $500 toward an annual pass pass. A full Disney World annual pass probably won't fit within that $500 extra budget, but if you really want to add some days to your trip or potential future trips, then this is a splurge you can consider. Disney World recently announced a new annual pass system that includes 4 new pass options: the Disney Incredipass, the Sorcerer Pass, the Pirate Pass, and the Pixie Dust Pass. And yes, we agree with you on those names. The 4 passes offer admission to all 4 Disney World theme parks and have various levels of theme park access, benefits, and prices. The Disney Pixie Pass can cost $3.99 and has the most blockout dates, including peak times, holidays, and weekends, and allows pass holders to have 3 park pass reservations. But the catch, it's only available to Florida residents. If you don't live in Florida, you can put that $500 toward the Incredipass, which costs $1,299, has no blockout dates, and allows pass holders to have 5 park pass reservations. Okay, next on our list of how to spend $500 if you got it, spend the day at a deluxe resort. $500 might not get you a whole week's stay at a deluxe resort, but it can probably get you at least a day's worth of fancy living fun. Consider splitting your Disney resort stay by starting in a Disney Value Resort first and finishing up your vacation in the deluxe hotel of your choosing. Why do it in that order? Because you really don't want to start your trip with a night in, say, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and then move on down to Disney's Pop Century Resort. There's nothing wrong with staying at Pop Century. It's a great value resort, gives guests a place to stay with close access to the parks, but it'd be hard to stay at a high-end hotel and then have to leave that life of luxury behind when you're getting settled in. Might as well end your vacation on a big, relaxing bang instead. So how much are you looking to spend on a single night of luxury? That depends. All Disney resort prices fluctuate depending on the season, but let's just say you'll definitely need all the help you can get from that $500 burning a hole in your pocket. If you decide to do this split stay with your hypothetical extra $500 that I swear you're going to find for real someday, just you wait, you can always do a luggage transfer from one Disney hotel to the other. Just let Bell Services at your first hotel know that you're going to be transferring your stay and tell them where you're going. Then they'll take your luggage and deliver it to your new hotel. The service is completely free, but don't forget to tip. Next on our list, it's about time we started talking about food in this video, right? You might as well splurge on some signature dining locations if you have an extra $500. How about a romantic evening at California Grill over at Disney's Contemporary Resort? While you watch the happily ever after fireworks from the 15th story, you can nosh on the $64 20-ounce bone-in ribeye steak and also try a few dessert wines ranging from $10 to $76 per 3-ounce pour. Okay, technically there's another dessert wine on that menu that's actually $1,000 to try, but we're not going to get that crazy. We don't have that kind of money. Or you could hit up Jiko over at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge and go all out. For an appetizer, you could order the Tour of Africa. Then you could switch things up a bit with the main course and order a Cape Malay seafood curry for $47. And hey, why not add an enhancement to your meal while you're at it with a 4-ounce lobster tail for $21? You get the picture. There are a lot of signature dining options on Disney World property that offer such a wide variety of choices. You want me to keep going? Splurge on Narcoossee's Le Cellier. $500 can get you a couple of top-notch meals at the most magical place on earth. Now, for a super special occasion for 2 people, you could even try Victoria and Albert's at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort or Takumi Te at Epcot's Japan Pavilion. Both of these are really, really different from each other, but they're both known as the most grandiose dining experiences on Disney property. Victoria and Albert's is a modern American cuisine dining experience that features a 7-course prefix menu and costs $185 per guest or $250 per guest if you add the wine pairings. Takumi Te, on the other hand, is a Japanese-style cuisine with high-quality entrees that range from $42 to $120. That $120 is going to get you a Japanese A5 Wagyu tenderloin with leek sauce, warashita, curried potato, and seasonal mushrooms. Just make sure you set aside quite a bit of time for these 2 dining experiences. They can last about 4 hours, so they're definitely not meals you're going to rush through and just jump back into the parks right away. Now, I know I'm talking about a lot of Disney-specific foods over here, but don't limit your food options to just Disney. There are excellent restaurants throughout Orlando, and there are great third-party dining options right at Disney Springs, like Morimoto Asia, Boathouse, Wine Bar George, and Homecoming. Believe me, if I had the opportunity to blow $500 on Wine Bar George's crispy mac and cheese bites alone, I probably could. All right, next on our list is to give your kiddos a Disney makeover. I might be biased and lean more towards splurging on deluxe resort stays or private photography sessions, but let's think of the kiddos here for a sec. Would your little one be tickled pink to have an official Disney World makeover? When operational, there are 2 places your child can get a makeover on Disney property: Magic Moments for Kids over at Four Seasons and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique at Magic Kingdom, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, and Disney Springs. So technically 4 places. At Magical Moments, your kiddo has 4 different style options to choose from. There's the Shining Knight makeover that gives them a new hairstyle, crown, sword of truth, and shield of courage for $50. Your kid's going to be the brave bravest night of them all. The royal treatment allows your kids to choose their own princess dress, hairstyle, makeup, and manicure for $300. If they're not interested in the dress, or if you brought a dress from home, then you can always choose the belle of the ball option, which includes everything the royal treatment includes, minus the dress, all for $140. And the princess and queen option allows the parents to join in on the fun too. This royal treatment provides a parent and kiddo with a blowout, hairdo, manicure, and designer hair accessory for $480. Over at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutiques, makeover packages range from $19.95 to $79.95 plus tax, as always. For the little knights and for little princess packages, expect to pay between $74.95 and $450, depending on how extravagant you guys want to get. Now, let's talk about after-hours events or parties. In the past, Disney has had seasonal parties like Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, but this year, Magic Kingdom's putting on after-hours events instead of full-blown holiday parties. Currently, you can attend Boo Bash, which is Magic Kingdom's Halloween after-hours event that will run until October 31st. The Boo Bash after-hours event lasts from 9 p.m. to midnight, and during these 3 hours, you'll be able to enjoy festive activities like Halloween cavalcades, Disney character appearances where they're wearing the little costumes, musical performances by the Cadaver Dance, and of course, trick-or-treating. Along with the festivities, you'll be able to dress up in your own costume and ride the rides with minimal wait times. Snacks like popcorn, Mickey Premium bars, and pretzels are complimentary with the purchase of your after-hours tickets, and other specialty snacks like 5 dozen egg slushie, Maleficent churro, and Foolish Mortal funnel cake will be an additional cost. In September, Boo Bash prices range from $129 to $139 per person on top of your standard park ticket price. In October, prices are a little steeper, starting at $159 and topping out on Halloween night at $199. And if you want to wait and attend Disney's Very Merriest After-Hours party around Christmas instead, you'll be looking at an even heftier price tag. To experience the Very Merriest After-Hours, expect to pay $169 to $229 in November, and in December, you're looking at around $209 to $229 unless you go between December 19th to the 21st, when the after-hours event price peaks at $249. With that price, you'll be able to remain in Magic Kingdom from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. while you munch on holiday treats, watch Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, ooh and ah over Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks, and dance in the snow on Main Street, USA. That's snow, by the way, not snow. Now, how about photographs? What better way to spend that extra moolah than to purchase copies of your precious vacation memories? So if you purchase Disney's Memory Maker, you get full access to all your PhotoPass pictures taken around the parks. That includes on-ride photos, videos, magic shots, zoom shots. If Disney took a professional picture of you somewhere in the park, you'll have full access to those digital downloads without their watermark. Honestly, this one's not a huge splurge, but it does make a hefty dent in your $500 spending money. If you purchase Memory Maker in advance, you'll drop $169 for unlimited downloads of your entire vacation's worth of photos. And if you wait and purchase the Memory Maker after your vacation, it'll cost $199. Now let's do something a bit more splurgy. Let's hire our own professional photographer. With the Capture Your Moment experience from Disney, you'll have a PhotoPass photographer's undivided attention to capture your moment at the Magic Kingdom. It could be any moment really, an engagement, a baby announcement, a birthday, or just a fun family photo session. Totally up to you. It's your photo session after all. You can hire a PhotoPass photographer for $50 for 20 minutes, or you can schedule a back-to-back session for $100. Capture Your Moment is an additional price to your Memory Maker purchase, but all your private photos can be accessed through the Memory Maker photos on your My Disney Experience app. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is buying some unique souvenirs. I know budgeting for souvenirs is hard. When you're not yet on vacation, it's much easier for you to set aside a specific amount of money for fun little merchandise items and tell yourself, I'm going to stick with this specific budget and not go over it so I don't have to return home and eat ramen for weeks on end. But it's much more difficult to stick with said budget when you're actually in the parks and eyeballing those Bauble Bar Pearl designer mini ears, and you've got to have them. Plus that porg puppet situation that I have for some reason that I seriously must have just blacked out that day, plus the 10 other things you gotta get. But we've got $500 to spend in this hypothetical situation, and I know just what to spend it on. First, for the Star Wars fans, let's check out Savi's Workshop or the Droid Depot. Who am I kidding? You're gonna just get both right. Both of these specialty Star Wars shops are in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and they require advanced reservations, especially Savi's Workshop. You're more likely to get a last-minute reservation for the Droid Depot. But if you're wanting to book a time slot for Savi's for your lightsaber, you've got to plan on booking 60 days out. At Savi's Workshop, you're going to customize your own authentic lightsaber based around one of 4 specific themes: peace and justice, elemental nature, protection and defense, and power and control. Heads up, power and control, that's the Empire. But you get to choose. You get to choose which of these you want to build your lightsaber around. Now, a cast member is going to walk you through the process, and by the end, you'll get to power up your lightsaber with all the other newfound Jedis. Definitely a chills-inducing moment. The entire experience costs $219 plus tax, which means we've still got around $270-ish to spend from our fake $500 budget. Guess it's now time to build your own astromech droid over at the Droid Depot. The cost to build your own droid is $99.99 plus tax. You can make either a BB series droid or an R series droid. So basically one that's going to take on more of the R2-D2 shape, that's the one I have, his name is Fred, or one that's going to take on more of the BB-8 shape. Now, depending on which droid type you choose, you'll be handed a basket and directed over to an ever-moving conveyor belt filled with different droid parts. The bottom of your baskets will tell you what type of parts you need to select off the conveyor belt to create the droid type you chose earlier. But there are so many different colors, shapes, sizes, and details for all these pieces and parts, so even though you're following these step-by-step instructions, your droid will still more than likely end up looking unique from everybody else's. After you build your new friend and bring them to life, you'll receive a carrying case and remote, which come along with the initial price of the building experience. Okay, so after these experiences, we probably have like maybe $150 in our budget. So we can either spend the rest on more Batu Bazaar shops or switch things up a bit. How about some jewelry? After Jewelry Company in Disney Springs has an array of high-end Disney-inspired jewelry, bags, and mini ears. Yep, you can get designer mini ears here. Some past favorite designer ears for the DFB team have been the Joe Rody ears, Lily Aldridge ears, Bauble Bar ears, but there are so many other designer releases that drop often and are protected underneath the Ever After Jewelry Company display case. Usually designer ears will range in price from around $48 to $78, unless you are one of those folks who just had to get your hands on the Heidi Klum designer ears back in the day that were made of over 150 Swarovski crystals and cost $600. Sorry, that's a bit out of our imagined $500 budget, so that's not on our list. However, if the thought of purchasing something bedazzled in Swarovski crystals is something you want to consider with your $500 budget, you can always swing on into Crystal Arts by Erebus Brothers in Disney Springs, Magic Kingdom, or Epcot and pick yourself up a sparkling handcrafted figurine that'll make for a bougie accent piece on your bookshelf back home. If you want a glass replica of the Rose from Beauty and the Beast, it can be all yours for just $295. Or maybe you're looking for a crystal horse, sold for $450. Okay, so we had a fun time dreaming together about what we could potentially spend an extra $500 on while vacationing in Disney World. I totally vote for the Crystal Horse. However, I've got to play devil's advocate now. You don't have to spend an extra $500 at Disney. You can save $500 too if you play your cards right. Here are some ways to do that. Stay off property or in a value resort. Sure, you can spend a chunk of money on a luxurious stay at a deluxe resort, but if you're planning on spending most of your time in the parks anyway, all you really need out of your hotel room is a reliable place to lay your head down in the evening. Hot water is also a necessity too, and electricity, speaking from personal experience. There are a handful of good neighbor hotels that still provide guests with Disney perks without you having to stay directly on property. Over in the Disney Springs area, you can choose to stay in the DoubleTree with 2-room suites starting at $109 per night, one of the 2 Hilton hotels with starting prices around $95 to $115 per night. Holiday Inn has special rates starting at $79 per night, and a handful of other hotel options have discounted rates. And of course, I've got to shout out one of DFB's favorite places to stay, the Swan and Dolphin Hotels, which are within walking distance from Epcot and Hollywood Studios and the Skyliner. They provide a deluxe hotel experience without the deluxe price range. Sometimes you can even find rooms here for $192 per night during low crowd seasons, and you are never going to find that at the Yacht Club, Beach Club, or Boardwalk, which are its next door neighbors. Now, these resorts still provide transportation to and from the parks, and the Swan and Dolphin hotel guests will still be able to take advantage of the extended evening hours coming this October. The extended evening hours will give deluxe resort guests the chance to stay in the Disney parks after the parks close on select nights, so that's a huge deal to have a bunch of extra time in the parks. But if you're wanting to stick directly with Disney, make sure to always check the special offers on their website for discounted rooms and packages. Another way to save $500, eat fewer table service meals. You know I love my table service meals, but if you're wanting to save some major cash, consider dining at more counter service options around the Disney properties. The meals at these quick service locations are cheaper and the portions can often be shared. For example, Flame Tree Barbecue over in Disney's Animal Kingdom serves up entrees with slow smoked meat, like the ribs and chicken combo for $15.49. Added bonus, they often have limited edition and seasonal desserts here too, so keep your eyes open for those. Satuli Canteen is another top-notch top-notch quick service location in Animal Kingdom where you can create your own combination bowls for $12.49 to $16.99. You get to choose a protein, a base like rice and black beans, red and sweet potato hash, noodles or a bed of salad, and a sauce. There's also Pecos Bills over at Magic Kingdom's Frontierland where you can get giant helpings of nachos and a variety of other Tex-Mex dishes for prices ranging from $9.99 to $14.99. Not too shabby. And for more savings, you can always bring your own food. Amazon Pantry and Amazon Fresh will deliver right to your Disney World resort. All you have to do is go to the Amazon Fresh website or app, enter the Walt Disney World zip code 32830, and get to shopping. Once you've added your items to your virtual cart, you can select your delivery time, and there you go. You got fresh groceries at your resort doorstep. I also will often order from Target or Walmart, Instacart. I've done all of those. There's also several grocery delivery services that you can go through, and the Disney World Resort hotels are very, very used to people doing that. So they'll just deliver to Bell Services, and then you can call Bell Services and have them bring those groceries up to your room. Don't forget to tip your Bell Services cast member. And another way to save $500, don't buy the souvenirs in the parks. That's easier said than done, especially if you have little kids, but buying Disney souvenirs before you ever enter the parks is a surefire way to save big bucks. Consider buying ahead of time from places like Target and ShopDisney.com. Shop Disney usually has some sort of online savings event going on throughout the year, so you might be able to save even more money by purchasing these Disney items ahead of time or purchasing clearance Disney items, which are literally the same things you're going to buy at the parks, but they're on clearance, they're on sale, and you're going to get them at a much, much cheaper price than you would in the parks. So even if your kiddo is interested in new Emos or Disney pins, you can find a selection of those online that you can potentially get for a discounted price. You can also check out Orlando's Character Warehouse locations while you're in town. These are 2 Disney Character Warehouses in the Orlando area, and these stores are specifically created to sell Disney's overstocked product, meaning you're going to find those Disney park items usually at a highly marked down price. So there you got it. As it turns out, $500 can make quite the difference in Disney World. Also, is the word splurge starting to sound strange to anyone else? I mean, really, did we talk about splurges enough in this video? If this hypothetical situation ends up becoming a reality for you, then happy day. You got a lot of fun options to choose from, and I hope you and your $500 will be very, very happy together until you are separated by Disney. That being said, you can also save $500 by making some different choices on your Disney vacation. And you know what? Either way, you're going to have a great time. You're on a Disney vacation. You're watching DFB Guide. We are going to fill you in on everything you need to do to have a great time. So this is a win-win, whether you got an extra $500 in your pocket or not. For more future savings on your Disney vacations, you got to sign up with the DFB newsletter. It's linked in the description below. Every week, we're going to give you the 411 on the latest and greatest savings and discounts for Disney World resorts, tickets, and other special events. We even write blog posts that are reminders when some of those discounts are going to end soon so that you can make sure you get your money's worth. So yeah, it's a pretty helpful newsletter, if I do say so myself. So, oh my goodness, this was a long one, but I think it was a fun one. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy whatever you decide to do with your $500. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.